everybody, it's Beth. I'm going to show you how I created my unicorns. This is a silicone seashell mold. I'm going to be using the first one I showed you and that second one there. You can buy these molds pretty cheap at Alibaba, AliExpress, you name it. What I did is I sprayed it with rubbing alcohol, and now I'm going to be using clear melt and pour. There is no fragrance oil, there is no color. It is your choice if you want to do this or not. I chose not to, but the ideas are endless, so that is your choice. Again, clear melt and pour. I'm back. Here I'm going to show you how to do the uni ears. Right there, that is cornstarch. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to knead back and forth in my hands some soap dough. This is very simple to make. You can use your regular soap base recipe that you have, and then you just put it in a container or a mold, well, no, I would say a mold, and just put plastic wrap over top of it. You make sure you seal it down around the edges right there, so that it dries it up a little bit, so it doesn't completely set up like a soap. You want it to be pliable. I would give it a few days, just check on it and see how it is going. But again, you can color this any color you want. I'm just using a plain white. I think I used it from a batch of soapy cupcakes I made. So it has a little bit of colors in there, like the pastels and all that, but very faint in color. Again, you can use or make your ears any color you want. You can also use fragrance oil. Again, this was leftover dough from my rose quartz fragrance oil that I used from WSP. These were from my soapy cupcakes. I believe they were the Sweethearts. I don't know if I had a video up of that or not. But anyways, yeah, so this is just what I had leftover dough from them. So all you got to do is just roll it out. Again, you can do whatever thickness you want to make them. I made them very thin, and next time, if I do the soap next time, I will definitely, excuse me, I will definitely do them a little bit thicker, because when I noticed when I was rolling them up, oh, okay, well, let me show you. Man, I'm going pretty fast here. So you're going to take a cookie cutter. You want it to have the sharp pointed edges, you know, or that point, not sharp, excuse me, the pointy edge. So you can find any cookie cutter that has that point edge, because you want it to be a triangle. And then you're going to, again, as I showed you, roll out your dough, and then you're going to press out the triangles as I'm showing you here. And then I will show you how to fold the ear. And see how thin my ears are? I wish I would have done it a little bit thicker, because you are going to be bending them. And so you just want to make sure you have enough thickness and pliable. I mean, they're going to be pliable, but you want to make sure there's a bit of thickness to your ears. The cornstarch helps it so it doesn't stick to the paper. It doesn't stick to your hands. So just sprinkle a little here, a little there, and it'll help with the wetness, because it does get sticky. So now I'm going to show you how to, well, I'm going to take my paper down. That paper kept on bugging me. It kept on coming up on the edges, so I couldn't, it just kept on bugging me, so I'm going to tape it down. Come on, Beth. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to fold the ears. So you're going to take the left and the right corner, and you're going to bring them together. You're going to pinch. Okay? Now you can smooth the outline of the ear out if you want to. Like, see, I have a little bit of soap, you know, that's just sticking up at the tip of his ear. You can smooth that out if you want to. But you're going to want that point to be the top, and then you want the other two corners. You're going to bring them together, and you're going to pinch them. And then it will seal them and make your ear. Yay! So cute. Now you could use these for bunny ears too. I mean, or any animal that has ears, just make them bigger. Get another cookie cutter with a bigger tip, I guess. So there's how you make ears out of soap dough. It's pretty easy, and you want to make sure you have a little stub at the end because you are going to be placing them into the soap, so try not to tear that off because you want like a little base on there to put into your piping when you put them on top of the soap. So remember, left and right corners come together and pinch, and there you go. Leave a little base at the bottom and pinch it together. I had way too much there, so. All right, guys, see you next. And here we go. We're going to take some rubbing alcohol in just a little, little container you have. I'm going to be using Jam Jar from Vicious Beauties. If you're interested in them, let me know. Hit me up on Facebook. That color is from my collection. You're going to take the smallest paintbrush that you have. And you can get these at any of your craft stores, and you're just going to dip, dip, dip in the rubbing alcohol, and then dip, dip, dip in a little bit of the mica. And now what we're going to do is we're going to paint the inside of the ears. Now, y'all, I'm trying my best to do this as best as I can and show you guys upside down. So I'm trying my best, but you can, again, all you do is just color the inside of the ear, and that gives it that little, extra pop. Like if you look in a little kitty's ears or a doggy's ear, you see that little pink. Be different. Use whatever color you want. Again, the color choices are endless, and the choice is yours. Make it your own. But if you want to use purple, by all means, go for it, darling. It's all gravy, baby. So, you just paint the inside of the ears like that. Easy cheesy peasy, and it will dry pretty quickly, I might add. Yep, and colors are pretty much whatever you want to make them. I used purple just because it was right there and handy. I really didn't plan all this out. So be more prepared than me, guys. Have all your colors ready to go. Purple was right there, and that's what I grabbed. And I was like, all right, we can do this. So again, you just color the inside. It will dry pretty quickly, and I will explain later on as we get farther into the video of what I finished and how I did the finishing of the ears, which I thought was pretty cool. And maybe I'll give you a little tip as well. You could also do the same thing. I really liked it. So yeah, that ear just didn't make it. So there they are. Aren't they so cute? So cute. Aww. Oh, I'm getting crazy now. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next clip. All right, guys. I am back, and here I am just getting ready to make, finally, the base of the uni soap. There is my butter and oils. This is my luxury recipe. I chose this recipe due to the fact of how much time is taken into the soap. So there is my oils. I just now added those. Scrape that dish like a mad woman. You can get all them good oils in there. And mix, mix, mix. This is cold process soap. I have not done this with hot process, although I'm sure it will probably be very time consuming, but that is your choice. You can do whatever recipe you like to your choosing. It is your soap. You do as you do. I'm going to go ahead and add my lye water. Again, people, please take precautions and be careful. I'm soaping at 77, 79, so we're very chilled. Again, I should be having a long sleeve shirt on here. My bad. Please do not learn from my oopsies, and make sure you are completely protected. I don't want any of you guys to get the stings or the itchies from that lye. You just never know, and you'll see here in a minute. Accidents do happen, people, so we just want to be careful and protect ourselves. I mixed, yep, see, I raised the mixer a little bit too high out of my bowl, and I splattered soap base all over my, excuse me, all over my laptop. So see, you have to be careful, people. So please, protect yourselves. I wouldn't want any of you guys getting hurt. But we learn from our mistakes. And next time, I will not lift the blender that high out of the bowl while I'm mixing. Again, we're just going to bring this to emulsification until it looks all blended. And then we will separate it into all of the color containers. Which I'm not sure if it's in this clip, it might be the next one. My fragrance oil I am using is from my local soap store from my place here. It smells just like Fruity Pebbles. I always use this fragrance oil. I should have used the vanilla stabilizer because I noticed that it did discolor a little bit, which I'm not very happy with because I have used this before in my Gummy Bear Fruity Pebble soap, and it never discolored, and this time it did. So next time, I love the fragrance oil. I will use it again, but I will make sure I use vanilla stabilizer. Yes, and we're just going to scrape that blender on off. And mix it around. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next clip. Hey guys, I'm back. Like I said, this is a very long soap. It is very time consuming, but it is well worth it. Now we are going to separate our soap base off into our 7 neon pigments. I just showed you Love Story, which is the red. Now I just showed you Crush, oh my goodness, which is the orange. Here's Yellow Brick Road for the yellow. Here is Lucky Charms for the green. Here is blue, that's Dragonfly. Here is purple, Purple Nurple, and pink, Ballroom Slippers. Yes, everybody, neon only has 6 colors, but I like to be different, and I add that pink in there because Ballroom Slippers is a gorgeous pink. It is one of my very most popular neon colors. It is so pretty, so I do add it to all my neon soaps. These are soap stable, CP soap stable. So just understand that they are neon pigments. Also, I forgot to tell you guys, this is a 4-pound loaf, huge loaf. And yeah, so I will get out of it 2 10-inch of the 1506, I believe it is, or the 1505 tone skinny mold from WSP. I really enjoy using that mold a lot for my tone skinnies. Loaves, I will make 2 of them at a time. I prefer that over my 12-inch tone skinny. I don't know why, I just do, guys. But here I am, I'm just going to blend up all of the colors. Remember, the fragrance oil is already in there. And I did anchor that fragrance oil with kaolin clay. I forgot to mention that as well. I'm going very fast in this video, and I'm just trying to keep up. And I've noticed that lately that it does help with the scent to stay in the curing process, which is, I kind of tried it out just to see if it would work, and I'm starting to do that now because it does. Again, that is your choice to do that. You do not have to do that. It's totally up to you. I'm just going to blend, blend, blend. Make sure the colors are well incorporated. And then we will move on. The blue kind of got a little green on me. And like I'm telling you, I believe it was a fragrance oil again. Any vanilla fragrance oil, or any fragrance oil that has vanilla in it, it seems like it turns the blue a hint of green, or a tint of green. So don't freak out. Some will morph, and if it does, during the curing process, it will morph back into blue. But again, like I said, this fragrance oil had vanilla in it, and it did turn it a little yellow. But, you know, all's well ends well. I'm very happy with the outcome. I'm not going to complain. If you all do make CP soap, for those of you that do make cold process, we have learned that there are many trials and trials and errors that we come across, and we learn from them, and that is the biggest part of soap making. You learn by what you can change next time. So don't freak out. It's a learning process. And you will learn something new every time you do a batch of soap. I don't care how long you have been soaping in your life, there is always going to be something new that you find out or you discover. So just keep that in mind. Don't give yourself a hard time. This is a learning process, and no matter what, something will go wrong or something will go right. Yep, it's the 1505 pound skinny. You can get those at WSP. Now, taking these out of the mold, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I didn't know if I was going to do red first and go that way or go backwards, you know, like purple, blue, green. So I decided to go purple base. Again, I wish I would have went red and then orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple, and then pink, but I did not. Next time, I will do that. But it's okay. But anyways, there are silicone molds out there where you can pull the liner away, like in the little wooden boxes or little wooden frames. I would suggest that mold for this kind of soap. If you do not have it, that's fine. It will still work. It will still turn out beautiful. But the unmolding it was a pain in the woo-hoo. So just understand that. If you do have the wooden-based silicone liner one, that is the best mold probably to use for this kind of soap, because when I was trying to unmold the soap, I dented the ears and a few broke off, and I dented a few horns. So yeah, but hey, if you don't have that wooden base liner mold, understand that that could be an issue when you go to unmold it, okay? But if you don't have them, you can still use these molds. You're perfectly fine. Any mold will work. Just the ones with the liner where you can pull it away and peel off is a better choice. But you use what you want to use. It's all up to you. I am going to do a butterfly swirl, and I go swirl freaking crazy. I'm telling y'all, I need to learn how to stop myself, because I swirl and yep, Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? That was insane. I should not have swirled that much, because it did muddle. But oh wow, we get so happy and excited when we swirl. And now I'm going to spray it down with rubbing alcohol. Now, my second loaf, I'm going to do a, I was wiping off the hanger tool. Again, you do not have to swirl it. That, again, is your choice. You can do a tiger stripe. You can do a chopstick swirl. That is your choice. I am going to do an in-the-pot swirl for my second loaf. This is why I do 2 at a time with the soap, because I can do one a pattern, or, you know, a swirl, and then I can leave the other one just plain Jane, and not do anything to it. So I decided to do in-the-pot swirl for this one. I'm going to mix the red. I just added the orange. You can't really see it, but it's in there. And then I'm going to add, just like the way that the layers of the rainbow go, now I'm going to add the yellow. I'm just going to pour it right down the center. Or you can do the other in-the-pot swirls where you go 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Well, I didn't do it that way. I just right down the middle, people. Right down the middle. Again, whatever your preference is, it's all up to you. Whatever you're more comfortable with doing. You don't even have to do this one. But if you have extra, it's an idea. The choice is yours. And I add just a little bit of green. Yep. And if you notice, I'm wiping off my spatulas because when I do a soap like this, I go through so many utensils. You're going to take a skewer and just go in there and swirl it around. I swirled a little bit. Okay, just a tad bit more than a little bit. But you'll notice I wipe off my spatulas because I go through, like I said, so many utensils when I make this soap. So I basically, you know, recycle. They do get washed after everything is done, so please don't panic. So now I'm going to add the blue. So it's just a little tip to, you know, because you do go through a lot, and I might have needed an extra one for something else. Who knows? It just helps with the mess as well. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm going to add the purple. And you're going to add all of it because you're not going to be putting this on the top. You're not going to be doing anything like that. But then again, if you want to do the topping, you could have used, or you know, you could have used this topping or this extra set of soap instead of making another loaf. You could have set it aside for the piping. The choice is yours. It's up to you what you want to do, because this could have set up a little bit more and you could have piped it and you would have had really pretty rainbow piping. But I am going for all white piping, and I'm going to put the ballroom slippers, which is the pink, and then I add a little bit of it to the picture over there because there was a lot in that one. Yes. And you're just going to take that skewer and go in there and swirl, swirl, swirl. I'm trying to bring the colors up to incorporate all of them. Oh boy, Beth. Just keep on swirling. Okay, now this is going to be tricky. And I want you all to try this. This is pretty cool. And like I said, you can do this with any color combination you want to. I love this technique. So I'm going to do a double in the pot swirl. Pour. Okay? So you're going to start one side with your right, one with your left, and you're just going to start pouring. And I mean just pouring. Get them well incorporated, but not try to mix them all up. And there you go. You don't touch it. You don't do anything with it. Spray it with rubbing alcohol and set it aside. The swirl made itself. The design made itself. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next clip. Hey, guys. I'm back. You guys are probably like, oh, my gravy. So I went with a white, just plain Jane white top. This is my piping, same recipe soap. And I just added titanium dioxide to my base. And whoop, whoop, went bam. There it is, white piping. You know, of course, you're going to let it sit up. I will place in the comments below the piping tip that I use. I noticed I haven't been doing that lately, and I absolutely apologize, everybody. I show you the piping videos, and I forget to tell you what pipe tip number I'm using. I'm just doing flowerets, just going around and around, and I'm going to pile, pile, pile. Not too high, though, because you can't go too high. You don't want to. But again, you can make this piping top any color you guys' heart's desire. You do not have to do white. Like I said earlier, that extra rainbow base would have been pretty as piping as well. You all know I love my rainbow. So when I can pipe it, oh my goodness, I could do it in my dreams. Okay, so I'm going to put a second layer on. As you build up, you want your piping, whatever you do, you can use a star tip, any one you want, but you want to go a little bit bigger than what you did on the base. Like the base was 3, and now this one is 2, and I think, I don't know if I'd go one more time. I might, I don't remember. Let's see what I do. I think I was debating on it, and yes, I do. I go one more time up on the top. Maybe. No, no, I do not. Okay, so here we are. We are going to be placing the ears and the horns in. I put a ruler in between my two soaps there, as you can see, because you want it to be 1 inch apart for when you go to cut. So you really want to measure this part out. I don't have it measured out, you know, like marked on my molds. I don't do it enough to say so with like embeds and everything. So this here, I did it this way. Now you could do, it's just a little tip. And there's my ears. What I did with my ears and my horns, I put them in a baggie of very sparkly glitter and a very sparkly, shimmery silver mica. And then I shake, 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 shake. And there we go. See? Now you understand why I did not color my horns. And you see why I didn't color my ears. Now you can do the same thing with the colored ear. I'm not saying you can't. You could probably do the same thing with the colored horn, but it probably won't be as prominent because, you know, it really takes up the color of the horn. Again, since we are so far into the video, those are melt and pour seashells, a clear base melt and pour, no color, no fragrance oil. And they work perfectly fine. Now, I didn't mention at the very beginning, when you do your horns, you're going to want to do at least 20 to 30 horns. So if you do plan on making this and you have to buy the mold, order about 5 or 6 of them. You guys, they're very inexpensive. I don't know why I only purchased one, because at the time, I didn't think I needed that many. But, you know, you're only using those 2 seashells, and it takes a minute. I only did 2 at a time, and I made 30 horns. Yeah, so you can about imagine. Like I said, the soap is time consuming, and it's a process, but it's worth it. And the same thing with the ears. You want to make at least 30 to 40 ears, because some break when you're trying to fold them, you know, bring them together, or if you're painting them, they might break, and some may not set up. So just keep that in mind. You're going to want to make double to triple of what you're let's see, I think I got 16 bars out of these 2 loaves. So, you know, you want to double or triple that amount of how many bars you get out of your loaf. Whatever your loaf is, if you use the longer, tall, and skinny, take that and double and triple that for the horns and the ears, because you just want to have extras in case. Like, say, when I shook them in the baggie, some of them could have broke. You want to be very fragile, and I mean very fragile, because these are very delicate, y'all. So just keep that in mind. So you're just going to center them at that 1 inch mark. And you're going to place and push the ears in. As you can see, that little dip there, that little extra that I had on the ears helps at the base. And the same thing with the little horn, because you got to push it on in. No, my phone's ringing. Sorry, guys. That call is going to have to wait. Hey, life continues on. Hold on, let me send the text message right now. Anyways, see, I'm normal. I'm no different than anybody else, that's for sure. So yeah, you just continue straight on down the loaf. You put everything in there very gently. You do not want to cram and jam these in there. You want to place them in slowly and softly, but enough to where it's firm enough to where you can push it in there. So just understand that everything is very fragile at this moment. And you have to pipe and then have to have these ears and horns ready to go, you guys, okay? That was my first mistake when I did it the first time. I made my loaves I let them set up, and then I realized, oh, Jiminy Crickets. I needed to put the horns and the ears in, and I did not. So the moment you get done piping, you do not let that set up. You grab your horns and you grab your ears and you place them in that piping, because all of that together has to set up. All right? So make these ears and these horns a few days or at least 24 hours in advance before you even plan on making your soap loaves, because those have to go in during the setup process. You can't, I mean, you can put them in after the loaf sets up and the piping. No, you can't, because you're going to have to pipe some more and then shove them in there. So if you do forget, you can pipe another layer on top, just one layer, and plop them bad boys in there. I thought I was being a genius here, which I thought it was a pretty good idea. I didn't want to dirty or take out the tip, and I needed a smaller tip. So what I did is I just took my piping bag with the bigger tip in it, and I just shoved it in another bag, clean piping bag with another tip on it, and I just went to town. And what I'm doing is just filling in the little holes that are behind the ears. You'll see it if you do it. There was like a little gap. So I'm just going in there and just filling those little holes up. Not too much. You don't need a lot. Just fill those in there. So I'm hoping my tips can help you out if you guys do decide to make this soap. You have the ears and have the horns done in advance before you even make your base soap. You have to have these done before you do the main soap, all right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow off the excess glitter and silver sparkling mica. As you can see, everything's floating all around. You can see the purple now, but my ears and my horns have that purple, or the silver still sparkling, but you can see the purple ears now. I just had extra on there, so I just went ahead and blew it on off. Yes, I made a mess, you guys. my laptop looked like a fairy sneezed all over it. Now you just go back through and just feel if there's any ears and horns that may be loose, and just press them down again gently. Now if you want to add more glitter to these, you're more than welcome to. It's totally up to you. And I don't know what I'm doing now, because pretty much that was done. Oh, I'm putting glitter on it. Why didn't I glitter it on camera? Oh, my gravy. See? Look at me. Oh, there it is. Yay! I'm telling y'all, I'm losing my mind. If you want those glitter pump bottles, they're on Vicious Beauties. So sparkly. All right, see you in the next. Hey guys, I'm back, and we have finally reached the end of the soap. Look how pretty that is. That is the butterfly swirl with the gear tie tool, and look at that. I used my new soap stamp. I am so happy it says the Soaping Night Owl. What I just shown to you on the video, we're going to pipe from the front to the top to the over to the back. That's the in the pot swirl. Look at, yeah, see? There's my ear that got bent, and the horny, the horn that got bent. Sorry guys, my bad. So now I'm going to, we're going to get the gloves on. I got all 7 of my colors. I got the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and pink. I'm going to get my gloves on. This part is time consuming, but then again, what part of this soap wasn't? I'm telling y'all, I was very happy to finally make it to the end. I wasn't going to give up. But if you guys notice, and you guys will notice in the pictures too, of the coloration of the fragrance oil, it did darken it a little, but that's fine. You know what? It's fine. So I put a rubber band at the very tip top of the piping bag, and I'll tell you all this right here in a second. just so that when you squeeze it, the top of the piping base does not shoot out from the very tippy top. And as you all see, I am using couplers. You can find these at your, right there where your cake supplies are, because you want that to be a very stiff point when you're piping this. Because yes, I have the soap laying down right now, but soon we're going to have to stand that soap up, and you're going to have to pipe it standing up, because you can't hold it in your hand like that when you have that on the front and the main on the back. So you want a nice stiff tip, all right? So just keep that in mind. Now, if you don't have the couplers, go ahead and pipe away. But just, if you can get the couplers, I think they come 6 to a pack. I think they're like $2. Please grab them. They will save you a lot of time. And you just want to make sure, like I said, you want that stiff peak tip, that support at that end of that bag. Now, what I found out with this here is you just go in there and you just section off where you want to place your colors. And again, if I do the soap again, I will only use 2 or 3 colors. Basically, my main base color, which would probably be a white, and only 2 extra colors, because you guys, doing 7 colors, wow, okay? But you know me, anything that I see new that come out, I have to challenge myself, and I have to do it rainbow, if y'all haven't realized that yet. So this, of course, I had to do a rainbow. But anyways, just mind you, if you choose to do a 2 or 3 color, it would be so much easier, because by the time I got to my 8th bar of soap, of piping the main, everything was hardening up on me, and it was hell getting the piping out of my bags. Another suggestion, I will never use the small tips again. Only because they were very, as I piped along toward the end, I couldn't get anything out of my piping bag, and I had nothing that would fit in the tip of that except for a toothpick. But I needed to get up inside the bag. Like, I was able to use the skewer on the other size tips, and I was able to get up there and, you know, swirl that stuff around. Excuse me, I almost swore. Swirl that stuff around in there. But with a toothpick, I could only go so far. So I would use next time a bigger star tip, just because you can make the florets, or, you know, the main little dollops there bigger, and it won't be so time consuming of trying to fill in all that main like I was trying to do, if that makes sense. So you're just going to, like I said, pipe from the front. You don't go down too far, and then you're going to pipe up by the ears and the horn, and then down the back, and just like let it flow or cascade on down the soap. And you can go on, and you can have it as thick as the main as you want. You can do it thin, you can do it thick, and I'm going to tell you what, I had thick mains, thin mains, you name it, I had it. Each one has its own personality, for real. So just have fun with it. It's a fun soap. I had a fun time, but I'm going to tell you what, I was happy to finally be done with it. Some of the piping setup, I have, my goodness, when I'm not busy, my phone don't want to say nothing to me. The moment I'm busy, my phone is going crazy. So anyways, I forget what I was saying. Oh. So some of the piping was perfect, of course, in the beginning. Some of it was not set up all the way. I think it was the purple and blue. It wasn't all the way set up. But I mean, it got better in the middle. Everything worked in the middle time frame. Like the first few were the first few were like, oh, the second was okay, and then the third was like, oh. You guys, I'm telling you. Ay, chingo. But all in all, oh my gravy. But all in all, it was a great experience. Okay, I'm going to turn my phone down because now it's going to get annoying. Okay. But all in all, okay, but all in all, it was a great experience. And I'm just telling y'all, if you want to do it, oh my gravy. Any more text messages? Well, now that you all know what my text message ringer sounds like. Okay, I got you. Nobody's dying. Let me check my message real quick. Jeez, oh Pete. No. Okay, so there it is. There is the main. Yay! I'm so sorry, guys. I do apologize, but I do another soap for you. And of course, I glittered it. So there it is. Ain't that pretty? So pretty. And that there, yeah, that was the butterfly swirl. Okay, and this is the in the pot swirl. That's the in the pot when I figure out which piece I'm going to use. See, you don't have to do any swirling to that in the pot swirl. That baby does it all by itself. Such a pretty swirl too. So again, it was a fun soap. It was a stressful soap. It was a challenging soap. But it was worth it. See, it's starting to thicken up on me. If you guys have any advice on piping that's setting up, I was debating on putting it in warm water, but I don't know how that was going to go. And then I was debating on taking it out of the bag and adding a little bit of extra super fat to it. I don't know. I don't know if you can or if you can't do that. So anyways, yeah, it was getting so thick on me. But I kept pushing through, people. You know me, I don't give up. Oh, my gravy. Oh, man. But yeah, I would... If you guys do the soap, message me on Facebook and show me your pictures. You guys can contact me on Facebook. I don't bite. Unless you want me to. Well, okay, anyways. Sure, get a hold of me on Facebook. I would love to see what you guys create. And tell me about your story. How did it go for you? What went wrong? What went good? Maybe something you experienced in making it could help me on my next time trying the soap. I do want to do it with lesser colors. Maybe I will. But just not today. Not tomorrow. And definitely not next week. It's funny because the purple was really loose in the beginning, and now it was very hard. But do you see what I'm saying? You need a sturdy steady tip, because you have to, I mean, you could, like I said, you can hold the bar in your hand, but the more I did that, the more I just messed up the back, the main, when I flipped it around. And yes, guys, one did fall over when I had the main completely finished. But yes. So I'm getting ready to coming to the end of the video. So I just want to say thank you, everybody, for subscribing to my channel. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. I believe I'm at 1,000 subbies already. So I really have to think of something to do for you guys. So I just want to say I truly, truly appreciate for all your love and your support. And I hope that I can bring you guys the greatest videos and can help you all out. And if you want to, send me a message on Facebook. I would love to hear from you guys. Again, hit that like button. Give me a big thumbs up. Let me know if there's something you would do different. What would you do? I would like to know. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Much love, everyone. Bye.